Welcome to a Mystic Days game session at Morgan Freeman's. Learn how to play Mystic Days as I run a startup campaign with President Trump, John Krasinski, Jordan Peterson, and
Tucker Carlson.
Jeez, Tucker.
Shut your trap, white boy. You're just here to observe. For God's sake, Donald, can you keep a leash on him?
Knock it off, Tucker. I'm very sorry, Morgan.
Oh, for heavens to Betsy, are we going to have to deal with this nonsense all night?
No kidding.
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. If that's a real issue, perhaps someone else should wash your baby. You're gonna love Mystic Days. Go to mysticdays.com.
We joined this Mystic Days game session at Morgan Freeman's house, already in progress.
Okay, now that we have all the pleasantries out of the way, has everyone looked over the 8 character races to choose from?
Yeah, but I thought I was just observing.
You are. Now, we're going to take this slowly. All I really need to know is this. What character race are you choosing? And go ahead and write that in the space provided on the character data sheet, otherwise known as the CDS, which is what we'll refer to it as henceforth.
Ooh, henceforth, I like that. It's getting all medieval-like.
Observing means quietly watching, Tucker.
Sorry, gotcha. Mum's the word. Won't happen again.
Say, John, would you mind if we all just called you Jim? I mean, no offense, but everyone in the world knows you as Jim Halpert. You're a living, breathing American legend, and Jim is just easier to say, so would you mind?
Not at all. Most people call me that anyway.
Also, would you mind referring to yourself as Jim? I mean, only if it comes up in the proper context, you know.
That seems odd, but sure, Donald. Anything you want.
Well, there's a man who's a good sport. Makes absolutely no sense at all to ask him that, Donald, but it is game night, so I'm all in.
That's good, Jordan, because not only can I be the life-giving blood of any party, but I also know how to help others do the same. Now let's proceed.
The rules say you can't automatically play Dwelf. You have to roll for it.
Yes, that's right. However, Elon, as the adventure guide, I am the final arbiter, and I can say rules as written or rules as adjudicated, and I run my game sessions by the latter method.
Then I want a Dwelf.
What's a Dwelf?
It's a mix between dwarf and elf. Apparently the guys at Gloomer Games came up with this back in the early 90s, but they didn't make it public until 2020 when they decided to produce their game.
That's cool. Morgan, I'm going with the Tomty. It looks like they're great halfling-sized characters who can take a magic punch and just walk straight through it.
That's great, Jim. We'll probably need something like that. I'm taking the dwarf. They are so physically dense that they get more life points than everyone on average except humans, but it's close. So Jordan, what are you doing?
Well, for one thing, I can't truly relate with these make-believe characters. I mean, I suppose a dwarf, because it could be a human dwarf, but it's not the same. And I sure blazes cannot relate to a 2-foot-tall gnome, let alone any of those other species. I might as well try saying that I'm a horse's rear end, for God's sake. So I guess I'll role-play as a human.
Now, it should be worth noting here that you don't have to role-play if you don't want to. It's part of the fun, but it's really up to each individual player as to how deeply they are going to get into character. You can think of it as a fantasy character game where your game piece, instead of being a pawn you move around a board, is an elf, a dwarf, or a gnome. Does that make sense?
It certainly does, but I think it's best that I play a human character. If I'm to be expected to relate to this character in any way, shape, or form, I can't go traipsing around the fantasy countryside as a dad-blame elf, for crying out loud.
That's settled then. Would you all like to pick a name and a gender for your new character?
How many genders are there to pick from?
Well, as the writer of the rules presented it, male or female, they're sticking with the 2 genders God created.
Well now, that's ballsy. Good for them. As a noted psychologist, I could play a female character quite well. Maybe this will be fun after all.
Well, Merry Christmas. I like these guys already. That's a huge position to take. I'll bet they took some grief over that. So what are some differences between the 2 sexes according to Mystic Days?
Females cannot attain the highest strength scores, so they are not, on average, as physically strong as males, of the same species, that is. But for Constitution, I am using the updated version that the guys from Gloomer Games sent me. It'll be in the next edition. So, females get some better bonuses depending upon the category, thus poison, paralysis, disease, and magic. And females also get intuition. In the next edition, I'm told they will have some more features for females like womanly wiles and multitasking.
Sounds kind of realistic. Cool. What about males?
Males possess a similar trait as intuition, but it's called gut checks. With intuition, the player of the female character is not automatically forced into following the direction of the results, but when a player of a male character chooses to make a gut check, they must follow through with it, no matter the results.
Well, hot dang, that's about as psychologically accurate as a game can get.
I'll choose a male Tomty.
My dwarf will also be male.
I will take male as well. I'm not saying anything bad about females. It's just that I came here to crush the balls of these monsters, and judging from the strength bonus, my male dwarf will be doing that bigly.
Keep in mind that for Mystic Days, strength is used primarily for damage bonuses and feats of strength. What really matters in combat is speed and dexterity.
That's fine, Morgan, but my dwarf is male. He's got a set on him that'll make an ancient dragon blush.
Well, if it's all the same, which it never is, I'm going to play a human female.
Did you request to have names as well?
Indeed I did, Jim, thanks.
Well, I don't have the slightest clue what the frick to name her. Not the slightest.
Gimli and Legolas were two of my favorites in Peter Jackson's version, so since my dwarf is half of each, I'll name him Gimleg.
I must say I wasn't a huge fan of some of the creative license Peter took with that classical work, and I'm not alone there, I can tell you.
I agree. Okay, so if it's my turn, since I'm playing a Tomty, which is a hobbit-sized character, I'll go with Frodo.
No, I'm not allowing that. Come on, Jim. This is not a retelling of The Lord of the Rings.
Wait, what? You let Elon name his stupid half-breed a combination of Gimli and Legolas. He just literally butchered two beloved characters' names into one incredibly lame name. This is horse crap.
That is horse crap, Morgan. That name sucks, and it is butchery. We didn't come here to do that, Elon. Amazon has butchered that beloved classic enough already, don't you think?
Wow, why did I come here?
Apparently to take more abuse than you did for buying Twitter. Can you pass me a Big Mac?
Sure.
Thanks, by the way, Donald, for bringing half of the McDonald's menu with you. That's a real class act. All Elon brought was a 7-Eleven Big Gulp and a family-sized bag of Cheetos for himself.
It's a family-sized bag, so I can share it, Jordan. Jeez.
My apologies, then. I didn't know. But still, your net worth is so ever-loving enormous that you could buy Jim and Tucker as pets and hire a trainer to teach them tricks for God's sake, and all you brought was a family-sized bag of Cheetos? Give me a break, man.
I'm sorry, what did you bring again?
I brought my nearly 200 IQ, which we'll likely need when you three inevitably land us into some god-awful predicament.
Hey, can I have some Cheetos?
Sure.
Wow, thanks.
Can we get back on track? Okay, let's start over. I need your character names so we can get going. And no, Elon, we're not allowing your mashup on Gimli and Legolas.
Okay, fine. This Mystic Days RPG better not suck, because the pregame abuse sure does.
Careful, Elon. You shouldn't talk that way to Morgan. If he invited us over to play Mystic Days, then I am absolutely certain it'll be a hit.
Thanks, Donald. I am sorry, but I just got a text and there's a family emergency. I need to leave right away.
Oh man, you gotta go. We totally understand.
Are you playing us right now?
Morgan wouldn't do that, Elon.
Well, that's just great. I'm halfway through a heart attack causing Big Mac, and now we all have to go?
Not at all. I've played Mystic Days with Sean several times. He showed me how to play. He told me he was available if I needed another player tonight, so I'll just shoot him a text. In the meantime, figure out some good names for your characters. Have a great night, guys. Thank you all so much for coming. I do apologize, and I sincerely appreciate your understanding.
Take care, Morgan.
Bye, Morgan.
Bye, Morgan.
Bye-bye, Morgan.
Who in the world is Sean? Is he the neighbor kid or what? No offense to Morgan, but how bad can this family emergency really be? I got shot for God's sake, and I hit the campaign trail hours afterward.
I thought you had no problem with Morgan's emergency, Donald.
That's just me practicing proper etiquette to Morgan's face, you bookworm. Don't you know anything about social behavior?
Okay, you two. I think that's enough. It's just not productive. Let's do what Morgan asked and come up with some great names before this Sean character arrives. Whoever the heck that is. Okay?
Okay.
Fine. And that concludes, if you can call that a conclusion, the first part of our Mystic Days game night at Morgan Freeman's house. In our next episode, will we all come up with some great character names? Will we finally get to roll some dice? Will Donald get to crush some monsters' balls? And who will this friggin' Sean character turn out to be?